Um, so yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, watching the replay, we're just going over not some wins that people have had, but some wins that people are going to have in the new year. And I was just saying that if you read The Magic, Happy Pocket Full of Money, a lot of that, the power of setting that intention and the law of attraction, all of that stuff. You guys should know somewhat about how that stuff works now, especially if you've read those books, which I highly recommend you do if you haven't. And yeah, basically, if you set that intention and you act like it's already happened, it starts to already manifest itself. It starts to get that stuff, get that kind of progress in motion. It starts to make that stuff happen for you. And so we're going to go through. I want you guys to tell me what kind of goals you have and what kind of wins you guys are having this year in 2018. And you should be writing this stuff down as well. You should be writing these goals down. You should be reviewing those goals on a regular basis, and visualizing that they've already been accomplished. Like I've said before, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and a thought. So if you're just setting that intention, like I said, and you're visualizing, it starts to manifest and it starts to become reality. So it's something that you guys should definitely be doing. And I preach this all the time. So gonna hit 682-3 by the end of 2018. Hell yeah, Kim. 682-3. That's everybody's big goal for sure. January is going to be my first 15K month. Also, I'm mastering writing copy and have been running some seriously good ads. Now I just need to turn those leads into buyers. Also going to bring my man home permanently by April. Fuck yeah, it is. That's sick. What are you reading to master that ad copy? If that's what you're doing, are you reading a book to master writing copy, or what are you doing to go about doing that and sharpen that skill up? I've got my goal list beside me already. Going to get that $99 buyer this month, read more as well as meditate. That's great, Stacy. Those are some awesome things to do. 50K in the next 60 days. 3 people on my team hit 4A in the same time frame. Awesome, Shauna. 50K in the next 60 days, 3 people on my team. Are you saying three people are gonna hit 4A in the same time frame? You must be. Goal to hit 4A by April, so I don't have to go back to work after my maternity leave is up. Yeah, Kendall, that'd be great. 4A is a massive accomplishment if you don't know, or for the people in here that don't know. Hitting 4A is a huge accomplishment within Enagic. Lots of people see like 682-3 as one of the biggest ranks because you start making that residual income, but 4A is huge. 4A and 6A2 are 2 of the biggest ranks you can hit because 6A2 you start getting bonuses. And 4A, I can't remember the stat. I think 90% of people who hit 4A within Enagic also hit 6A. So it's a big accomplishment. It's only 20 sales, so even if you're at 0, it's not that far away. Honestly, it's really not. It might seem like it's a far goal to hit, or it's a huge goal to hit, or it can be daunting, but it's really not. Honestly, once you start making a couple sales, it'll really blow by quickly. Even if you haven't made a sale yet, you may just make one sale, and then things start to roll, and one sale after that, and then another sale, and next thing you know, you're halfway there, and then it just starts to pick up. And then once you hit 4A, things just get even easier, and then that's when it's just a whole new it's just a whole new confidence level, I guess. Once you hit 4A, you really know that this is this is something that you're going to have success at, and everybody can hit it. Everybody can hit 4A. If you can hit 4A, you can hit 6A. So yeah, 4A is a big accomplishment. So that's an awesome goal to have. Hypnotic writing in the Copywriter's Handbook as a start. Also writing my thoughts every day to keep up the momentum. Awesome. Copywriter's Handbook is good. I like that one. And that's great, writing your thoughts every day. I think Lannon and Stapes really push doing that, right? To get your writing skills, you know, to increase your writing skills, I guess, and to, you know, help put your thoughts on the paper is always can be difficult for some people. So to be practicing that on a regular basis is awesome. What else do we got here? Upon 31 people, and there's only like what 5 people that have said what they're going to do here in 2018. If you don't know what kind of goals you're going to have, it's going to be pretty hard to hit. There you go. Buy your first house. That'll go, Kim. Make it happen. You can really get crystal clear on your goals and how you're going to make that happen, how you're going to accomplish that, and break it down. And, you know, you can say you can figure out how much you're going to need for a down payment, you know, what your monthly payment's going to be, how many trifecta sales you're going to need, what rank you're going to need to be, so that when you're making those trifecta sales, you're making a certain, you know, a specific amount of money. If you really get really crystal clear on those goals, it just makes it that much easier. You know, they say if you track anything, it helps it increase. It's just like if you're tracking, same thing when you're trying to hit a goal for an income in a month. If you're tracking that stuff on a regular basis, it can be really beneficial as well. Make your first sale. Use hot sauce 1861. Yeah, anyways, make your first sale. That's great. No worries, Derek. 682 before we get home from South Africa, April 23rd, 682 by April 23rd, 2682. What do you mean 2682 by end of 28? Like have your 2682 lanes? Is that what you're talking about? Or have 2682 lanes under you? Better get on it, Patrick. Going to really sit down and focus, read minimum of 2 books a month, have some really good leads from December that I'm going to turn into sales. Awesome, Adam. Honestly, sometimes all it takes is to like really sit down and focus, like you said, and you know, figure out exactly what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. You know, in the first place, this is something that I did in November, which you guys all know, is I got really, really focused on what I was doing, and I was willing to do whatever I had to do and whatever I could do to get an edge. You know, whether it was mentally or even physically, anything like that, I was doing it. And obviously the results showed, and, you know, I'll continue to do that stuff. And obviously I try to lead by example as much as possible. So I'm going to continue to, you know, do a lot of things in the new year to take things to the next level. And I'll be, you know, I'll share everything I do with you guys, obviously what I think works, what I think doesn't work. And yeah, I mean, that's just getting really focused is so huge. I mean, focusing on your business consistently is the best thing you could possibly do when it comes to getting results, is just focusing on your business consistently. And I don't mean like a week here and then take 2 weeks off and then a week you focus and then you take a week off and then you focus, laser focus for a week and then take 5 days off. It doesn't really work like that. Like once you lose that momentum, you basically got to start and get that momentum built up again. So if you just really want to try and keep that momentum going, you can really sit down and focus to be one of Shauna's people that hits 4A in 60 days. Awesome. That's what I've been working on today, is planning out this super specific detailed stuff. Good, Kim. That's good. That's what you got to do. 10K in January, 20K in February, and 30K in March for a total of 60K from the business. Needed to be clear on that. Good, Derek. Now you got to figure out exactly what you got to do to make 10K in January. How many sales do you got to make? Plan that shit out. How many sales do you got to make per week? How many sales do you need to make, per month, per day? Actually set some goals, think harder on my why and why this is my priority instead of something that I just mess around with every now and then. Totally, Chad. That's what I'm saying, man. You can't, it's really hard. Like I find it's not, even it used to be, I think at one point in time, if you half-assed this, you could still get half-assed results, but you could still get some sort of results. At this point in time, it's like you got to commit or you won't get results. Like it's just simple. Like you just have to fully commit. It can't be just something you do when it's convenient and then, expect to be getting results. It just doesn't work that way. Going to get my first $99 buyer in January, reach 4A by April, 6A by August 30th, 31st. Have 50 people added to my team and crushing out their own businesses. Read 1 self-development book a month, shoot 2 new ad videos a month. Sick. Those are very specific goals. That's awesome, Bryce. That's what I'm talking about. That's really good. That's awesome to have that specific goal set like that. That's really good to have. I think everybody's goal should be to read at least 1 book a month. That should be on everybody's list of goals in the new year. You can't even really describe how beneficial it is to be reading. The amount of knowledge you can get in just one small book like that can literally it's not even the entire book. You can take 1 key point away from a book and implement that. And it can honestly be the difference of your business being successful and your business not being successful. The key is the implementation, though. You have to actually implement. You can read shit all day, right? But if you're not implementing anything and you're just trying to crush out books just to say you crushed out books, it's not going to do you any good at all. Quit my job by March 2018 and hit 5A. That boy, Stas. Pay off credit card debt before end of Jan and move out of my house by end of April. Definitely make it happen, Caleb. Just got to commit, man. Be consistent. That's awesome, Derek. I made a goal of 10K by January 6th. A couple weeks ago, I made 7,500 the past 2 days trading stocks. So I think I wasn't clear with the universe on where I was going to get that 10K from. It's funny you say that because honestly, there's a lot of people. I mean, a lot of things you'll read about being super specific, and if you're not specific, literally, like you said, sometimes the universe, doesn't really know exactly what you mean. That's why it's really important to be specific. Make my first sale, finish the magic on day 5, do go lives. Awesome, Cassandra. Also, if there's anybody in here who's never done the magic or started the magic, that should also be on your list of goals to do immediately. Do I use anything other than a vision board to keep my goals in sight? Honestly, I don't use a vision board. It's been something I've been talking about forever. So I will do that, actually. This is all about taking action as opposed to just talking about doing things. That's what we're about. So I will actually create a vision board because I've talked about doing it before and I just never did it. I guess my vision board is like it's not something I look at continuously, but like all of the business pages and things like that I follow on Instagram, those are like full of inspiration for me at all times, but it's not specific, right? It's not specific, like I had mentioned. So yeah, definitely something I could be implementing. I have my goals written down. But also visual representation is supposed to be really beneficial. So something I should be doing. I know Cameron George, he does like, and Alicia had done this too. I think I even gave her the idea. I just never did it myself. But you can get, like, what he does is basically put a slideshow on the back of his laptop, and it has like pictures of his dream car, his dream home, or whatever the case is, whatever your dreams are or your goals, right? And they just kind of skim through, and they do, and they just do, and they just kind of scroll through his, do a slideshow of what his goals are, or what is, yeah, like I said, put a picture of your dream house. A lot of that visual representation it's just another form. Basically, it's just any type of sense that you can stimulate within your brain, within your mind, within your subconscious mind. It's really beneficial. So visually is really good as well. Putting pen to paper is extremely beneficial as well. So yeah, definitely. What is this website? I'm going to check it out. It's a free site that has pictures you can use or upload your own and puts all the other calls. Oh, sick. Thanks, Kim. I'll check that out too. Yes, focus is huge. When I get chatting with my leads, I preach focus and consistency. Super important, man. Super important. Honestly, it's so apparent and obvious, especially you'll notice once you've been doing this for a little bit longer, but like I can focus hard. It's good to know that I can focus really hard whenever I want to, and I can focus my undivided attention into this business and get good results. But at the same time, it's like as soon as I shift that focus, or I don't focus on the business for even a week, it's like the results completely vanish. They disappear. They're non-existent. You know what I mean? And then basically, as soon as I start to focus again, results start coming in. And it's a huge mindset thing as well. Honestly, as soon as I start to focus within the last day, I've seen a huge shift in my business again. So it's really, really important. It's something that you got to be obsessed with, I guess. It's something that you need to think about all the time. And sometimes it can be bad, or I mean, it can negatively affect something. So you need to learn how to balance things like that. But I mean, it's got to be on your mind pretty constantly, and it has to be something you take really seriously if you want to get really good results. I mean, it's just there's no way around it. It should be something you're passionate about. It should be something like if you start a business, if you started any other business, you wouldn't kind of just be like, oh, fuck, I started a business. Maybe I'll put in some effort here. I'll focus on it when I have some time and when it's convenient. And, if I'm busy doing some other shit, if there's something else I'd rather do, then I'll do it. I guess like the difference between people who really have success is the successful people, they do shit even when they don't want to do it. There's times where I don't want to do something and, I'd rather be snowboarding, or, I'd rather be doing, a number of other things sometimes, rather than jumping on a phone call with the lead, right? Sometimes I dread doing that, but I'll do it. I'll talk myself into doing it regardless. And I think that's a big difference of something that separates a lot of people that have had success in this community from people that haven't. On round 2 of the Magic. Yeah, I might even crush at the Magic for a third time here right away, because it's honestly just I can see a direct relationship between my results and my level of gratitude, and reading the Magic absolutely helps with increasing your gratitude and just reminding you, I guess, to be grateful. You're welcome. It's a free site. Pictures you can use your close. Hit 6A. Hit 6A by the end of the year. Read 2 books and 2 audios per month. Be consistent with posting on my page and providing original value, which I've been terrible at. Move to Kelowna by June. Focus more on giving people full attention when interacting instead of trying to multitask all the time. Consistently hit the gym to make it a habit, as well as eating healthy. Awesome, Chris. Some good goals, man. A lot of similar goals to myself in there. That's another thing. Audio's, another thing too. If you guys have an iPhone, I don't know what it's like with Android, but there's a podcast app. There's a podcast app on your phone. It's free. It just comes on your iPhone. You can. There's an app, or there's a podcast called The Self-Made Man. Cameron George recommended it. Just started listening to it. Listened to one of them, part of them the other day, part of one again. But really good, really motivational. A lot of kind of it's basically geared around motivating entrepreneurs for the most part, and it's really awesome. So that's another thing you guys can listen to as well if you guys are wanting to listen to something. They're really good for when you're going on a drive or something like that. You can download them. But yeah, you guys can do that too. That's a good one. I noticed that the holidays taking that mental break really has cost me now. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of bittersweet, I guess. It's something that you need to be kind of prepared to accept the consequences, I guess. If you chill out over the holidays and you don't do anything business wise, like I did too, I was fully prepared and ready and knew exactly what the implications would be. And it's just it's good and bad, because you feel refreshed afterwards and you're ready to crank and you're refreshed. But yeah, you've lost momentum. But so I mean, I wouldn't say it's completely detrimental to your progress. I guess it just depends how you operate. For me personally, I need to do that sometimes, and it's just I find that when I do something like that, I come back more focused than ever. And yeah, it's just it's something that I need to do personally once in a while, and lots of people do, and I think you'll find that now that you've come back, it might seem like it's costing you right at the moment, but I think just give it a couple of weeks and you'll be right back and doing better than ever. It's all about discipline. Discipline is key. That's right, Jake. It is 100%, man. You got to be disciplined. I mean, you won't talk to any successful business owner that doesn't have a high level of discipline. I haven't read The Magic yet. Read that shit. The podcast is called The Self-Made Man. Oh, it's right there. Never mind, got it. Oh, fuck. I worked the hardest so far during the holidays. It's awesome, Sherry. That's good, because lots of people aren't working hard during the holidays. Yeah, dude. I hear you, Caleb. I fucking fell off routine so hard. It's so hard when you're not at home and when you're traveling around so much. But yeah, I fell off routine, quit eating healthy, partied quite a bit, just felt like shit, just starting to feel, better again now, and caught up on sleep and all that stuff. So, and back to eating healthy and back to the gym. So, I mean, it makes a huge difference. Post lots of content consistently. It's awesome, Sheriff. My Page app isn't allowing me to use saved messages anymore, or voice messages. You got to go into, I think there's a little plus sign or something on the left-hand side when you're in a message. They're in there. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, there's a black and white plus sign on the bottom left, or just on the left-hand side. If you're already typing, it'll be a black and white little arrow. Oh, you got it. Okay, a book I was going to recommend to you guys. I know some people in here have probably read it. Awesome that you guys have some big goals. I'm stoked to see that. Thanks for sharing that. Honestly, you guys get that stuff written down, get super clear on it. A lot of people start to, perform. This is where a lot of people start to take off is at the beginning of the year. And honestly, this is a lot of the the high lead costs and stuff that, we were dealing with over Christmas, is starting to fade away. A lot of people are, over the whole spending money on, the holidays and stuff like that, which deters a lot of people from getting involved with any sort of other opportunity, including ours. So it can also be a little more difficult to make sales. So December in general is just a kind of a difficult month, or I guess I would say a slower month. So January, that being said, January, February, March, these are, from what I've seen so far, and like I've said before, this is only my second start to a year, I guess, since I've started this business. So it's definitely what I've seen from my personal experience and from everybody else is that this start of the year, the first quarter, is usually pretty huge. It's where people are cranking out some pretty big months. A lot of people are, starting these New Year's resolutions. They're looking to make a change. They're making this conscious decision that they want to do something different with their time and with their life. And, another year's passed by, and, another year's passed by, and they're just, they're looking back, and, so lots of people have a lot of regret when another year flows by and they realize that they haven't done anything they wanted to do. And, that's when a lot of people start to take action, right? A lot of people will take action based on emotion, and a lot of people, it can be an emotional time starting a new year, and reflecting and realizing that they had, told themselves that they were going to do more traveling, they were going to spend more time with their family, they were going to, quit working a dead-end job, all this shit, and then all of a sudden the year's gone by again, right? And the year flew by, and then they realize they haven't done any of the things that they wanted to do. So, I mean, it happens to everybody. It happens to all of us, right? So, the fourth quarter is the best. So you mean the quarter that just passed? Not in any business. In a consumer business, I guess if somebody's selling products and people are buying fucking tons of Christmas presents and shit, that's different. But for the most part, people aren't going and buying someone a K8 for a Christmas present unless they're they're already involved in business. People don't usually start new ventures. The difference between this company or this opportunity is people are actually coming in here and offering them a business startup. We're not selling them just strictly a product. So I guess that's probably the major difference. People typically don't jump into something new. A lot of people, honestly, they push things off and for whatever reason, and they say, yeah, I'll just do that in the new year. That sounds great. I got a lot of shit going on. Let's regroup and refresh, and we'll do that in the new year, right? So that's what I've seen, and I'm sure people in here can relate. I'm guilty of it too. I was like, fuck, I want to start going back to the gym. I said that like a couple weeks before Christmas. I was like, yeah, I'll just start eating super healthy, going back to the gym consistently. And then next thing I know, I was like, yeah, January 1st, man, or January 2nd, I should say. I'll start doing it again. So let's just push it off and eat like shit for another 2 weeks. So, I mean, everybody's guilty of doing it for the most part. I mean, if you're not, then congratulations. But for the most part, that's just kind of human nature. And like I said, it's kind of it's almost like a fresh start in a lot of people's minds. And that's definitely really beneficial for us, for people to take advantage of that, really pounce on that. Now is a big time. It's a really good opportunity for everybody in here to, like I said, reevaluate, take a step back, get back to the basics, set your goals, and get ready to hammer down, because this is a definite time period that we need to take advantage of. I'm not saying that, we need to, that this is the only time that we can really profit, because that's definitely not true, but this is definitely a good time for people to take advantage of the fact that a lot of people are looking for other things to do. I mean, that's just how people are operating, that's just, I'm sure, like I said, you guys can relate to that when it comes to a new year. People make some big decisions moving into a new year. It happens all the time. So definitely something that you guys want to keep in mind. you want to get some ads cranking out there, stuff like that. And you want to make sure that you're trying to get your ads dialed in, and you want to make sure that you're working on your ads on a daily basis. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to place a new ad every single day, or create a new ad every single day, or make a new ad video every day, or whatever, but you should be looking at your ads every single day, and you should be looking at your numbers. You should be seeing if you need to duplicate. You should be seeing if you need to delete an ad. You need to be seeing if, that the ads aren't working that you're running at all. So you need to start, go back to the drawing board, switch up the ad copy, read a book on ad copy, like the Copywriter's Handbook. That's a really good thing to do, is start with changing up the ad copy, shooting new videos, new content, all that stuff, learning new skills. It's something that we should all be doing on a regular basis. That's not something that should be done when you start out and then fade off. It's honestly something that needs to be done on a regular basis. And I still do it. I look to improve all the time. And unless you're doing that, you will become stagnant. I guarantee it. I have a difficulty adding my video ad to Facebook in good quality. It may be very simple, but for some reason I am having difficulties when uploading. When uploaded to YouTube, is there a trick I am missing? Once your video is uploaded to Facebook, usually on it's almost the bottom right hand corner below your video, you can just set you can set the quality. You can set it to HD or whatever. So usually it's not a problem that people are going to see on their end. It's just your viewing quality for the most part. I don't know if that's the issue that you're dealing with, but yeah, so try that out. If that's the issue you're having. I'm having issues even when uploading to YouTube. You mean even when you upload to YouTube, it's poor quality? Is that what you're saying? Typically when you upload to YouTube, it should be in, I think 720 is what they upload to YouTube in. I wouldn't, that's fine. Usually, honestly, just based on file size, I think is why they do that, but you can set it to a higher quality in the settings, I believe. I could be wrong. Honestly, I usually just blast it to YouTube and it usually looks all right. So maybe somebody else in here has had that issue. Yeah, if anybody else here has had that issue, just maybe help Kendall out, because I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to honestly be on there. You'd have to send screenshots or something, because I'm not sure what's happening when you're uploading a video. I can double check when I upload I can go look when I upload this video. Actually, I'll upload this video to YouTube after we're done the recording of this webinar, and we can go from there. And I'll tell you if I see anything that has to do with the quality. I'm sure it's there. So yeah, what else? What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's basically just talking about how important this first quarter is. It's really important. It's definitely an opportunity to get your year started off on the right track. You know what I mean? These first few months can make the world of difference when it comes to your entire year business wise. You crank out a few sales when it's, I would say a little bit easier in the first few months here, if you want to put it that way. And like I said, it can make a big difference, a huge impact on the rest of your year. Just on your confidence in general, get that, give it a boost and just get ready to crush it out this year. It's going to be a huge year for a lot of people. I know that for sure. So who's it going to be? It's going to be, I know there's lots of people in here that are going to have probably the biggest year financially of their lives. So let's get as many people cranking as we can. I know for me, it's probably the most excited I've been for any year ever in my life so far. So there's some massive things coming this year. I'm stoked to see some people getting some major results here, making some good money, making some big changes, quitting jobs, helping their family out, spending time with their family, all of that stuff, right? That's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're looking for. So, I mean, everybody has the same opportunity, right? It's a matter of what you do with it. So don't take it for granted. Give it all you got. You'd be amazed. Like, honestly, once you start cranking, you really focus, and then, there's people in here that have probably just started that'll be having $20,000-$30,000 months before the end of the year. And I tell you, it feels pretty damn good when that happens. And I'll be stoked. Like, I'm at the point now, obviously, like I've been doing it for a bit of time now, and I'm obviously really stoked when I have good months, but I'm at the point now where I get more stoked to see people on the team having good months, people on the team quitting their jobs, people on the team, having bigger months than they've had in their whole life. Being able to spend time with their family, all that stuff. So let's make it happen. You guys have any more questions? I think we're just about at an hour here. There also is the 90-day goal training in the back office. It's in the daily method of operations little module. I suggest you guys do that as well if you haven't. What else? Oh, I was going to say the book that you guys should all read, I think should be on everybody's list this year is Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. If you guys haven't read it yet, I'm just reading it now, and I can't believe I've taken so long to read it. It should be one of the first books I think anybody reads when they get started doing this. Super good book. Gets you really focused, business focused. Has a lot of good tips on it. Honestly, like if Enagic wasn't around, I think someone could come in, read that book from, especially people who have already been involved with Enagic, and came in, read that book from start to finish. You could create your own business. I think anybody could come in here without even the opportunity we have and create their own opportunity and absolutely kill it if you actually implement that shit. Like it's a really good book. And I can't believe I just am reading it now. I don't know why people don't push that book a little more. Honestly, like it should be. I've only got through like 25 pages or something, and I'm already like, fuck, people need to read this book. Like everybody needs to read this book. Can we get some training or even some meeting message talk? Can we get some training or even some meeting on messaging / talking to people to get them interested in the opportunity and to the webinar? Yeah, you did tell me. Yeah, there is. I have a recording on the Gold Blooded page. I think it was a chat I did with Aaron Fraser. There's one I did with a webinar I did with Jesse Garnier. They're both on the Gold Blooded page. Two webinars we did. They're both full of information on what to take, how to talk to people, and how to get them interested in the webinar, following up, jumping on the phone, all that shit. So that I would suggest you go and watch those. There's also in the back office, there's a lot of good resources in the back office, you guys. And there's also a lot of good resources in the file section of the Global Affiliate Zone page. I think in the file section of the file section of the Global Affiliate Zone page, there is, what the fuck is it called? Hang on one sec. It'll come back to me. But how do we watch those Zoom meetings? The replays are posted right on the Gold Blooded page. So you just scroll down and hit play. This is a Zoom meeting right now. Someone was pushing that book. We bought it and we still haven't read it. Yeah, I've had it for so long. I never read it too, Chris. It's really good. It's by Russell Brunson. What was I saying? In the back office, there's also some bonus training, and it's like I think it's Brian. Oh fuck, where is that, man? Just go through the back office, and you'll look. There's some training. It's bonus training. It's like how to make or how Brian made $500,000 or something with like a $10,000 ad spend or something like that. And it's like a 3 hour Zoom meeting, basically from start to finish on what to say, how to get people on the phone, what to say to them on the phone, how to answer basically any type of question, all of that. It's really good. Some people in here I know have watched it start to finish. Something really good. There's also I'm having a problem with leads asking for the company's name. So I say Gaz, they read reviews, mean the bad ones, and instantly say no. How do I avoid this? Yeah, I know they're really working on getting rid of some of the bad reviews. Unfortunately, it's just one of the companies that were actually hired. There's a company out there that is hired to write bad reviews. They got taken to court, not by us, by I can't remember the company's name, and they lost. So they're in a massive lawsuit. Um, but but yeah, they're working on really a lot of, I guess, um, what were they calling it? Fuck. I can't remember what the department's called that they're kind of setting up. We have a separate group chat for it. I'm not sure how far they've got on it, but it's management basically trying to manage some of those reviews, reputation management. So they're going to try and get some of those reviews down. But anyways, I usually don't say Gaz because I know there's a lot of bad reviews. If someone's really persistent on the company's name, I'll say Enagic, and that's it. I think you're better off saying Enagic over Gaz. Because lots of people will see bad reviews on Gaz. The thing that people don't realize is most of the people that they or most of the reviews that they read. If you really look closely, all of these negative reviews usually have an offer in them somewhere for somebody else's offer or somebody else's opportunity. So it's like, oh, sweet. Thanks, Derek. Yeah, they are free. You just have to pay shipping, but be careful because they take you through this massive sales funnel with like 13 different offers sometimes, and um, you got to be careful because like you'll fucking end up coming out of it and you're like, I just wanted a free book and now I just spent like $150 and I didn't even realize it. So just be careful when you're going through it. You can get the book and just pay the shipping. So just yeah, proceed with caution. That's right. What was I saying here? Yeah, there was one more. There, I think it's in the file section of Global Affiliate Zone, the Global Affiliate Zone page. It's called what the fuck is it called now? See, I can't even think clearly after not being in routine and eating like shit and partying for for the holidays. It is straight line persuasion. Straight line persuasion. Yeah, too much turkey and potatoes. That's definitely what it was. Straight line persuasion by Tom Belfort. I can't remember his name either. Basically, the dude, the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. Thank you. Straight line persuasion. I think it's in the. I think it's still in the file section of the Global Affiliate Zone page, and that's like a really expensive course as well, and it's in there for free. So check that out. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you guys can, like I said, I would read Expert Secrets. I would be reading The Magic if you haven't already. Get super crystal clear on your goals, write them down, review them daily, and just get really focused. If you're not getting results, if you haven't got results yet, then obviously do something differently in 2018. And yeah, let's just crush this year out, guys. They fly by. I remember, honestly, when 2017 started, it fucking felt like yesterday. In this business, it was just. I remember having the same conversation with Brian and stuff, being like, and Balaj saying, it's 2017. What are you going to do for 2017? Set your goals, all this stuff. And all of a sudden, it's done. It's gone. It was a fucking awesome year. I mean, such a good year. I'm stoked to beat that year in 2018. But yeah, it flies by. So start taking action immediately. Don't waste any more time. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll post the replay on the Gold Blooded page as per usual. I don't know if I posted the last one, probably because I forgot to record it, but I've been recording this one. So everybody have a good night. Let's make 2018 the best year yet. And super pumped to see what everybody cranks out here. And yeah, I'll get back about the about posting a video. I'll see if I can see anything on YouTube. Kendall, I think, asked that. Anyways, guys, have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Love and appreciate you guys. Peace.